we know? He says, because recent studies show that the most depressed people are the clowns who work in a circus and the comedians who tell funny jokes. They're the most depressed people. And we think just the opposite. A clown has a smile pasted across his face and he's laughing all day long. But we see that even though he's smiling all the time, it doesn't mean he's happy. He says the same is true with comedians. How could that be? These people are telling jokes, making people laugh, but many of these comedians are very unhappy. So telling jokes doesn't either bring you to a state of simcha. That's only a superficial happiness. It's a facade. The problem, he says, is that we define simcha as happiness. But that's not the correct term for simcha. Simcha means contentment, to be satisfied. And then he tells this professor, you know what brings contentment? When you feel fulfilled in life, when you reach your potential. That's your mother. And what brings you to a state of fulfillment? Only an accomplishment can create fulfillment inside a person. You must accomplish something in life in order to feel fulfilled. You just began a project, you saw it through until the end, and you succeeded. When you accomplish something, it brings you a degree of contentment, of simcha, that nothing else can match. And then he says, I'll give you an example of something that applies to our day-to-day life. I'll give you that example, Alyssa. Exercising. And don't worry, Alyssa, we're not going to discuss it too much, because exercising is also one of those things that happens also every 28 years. But when you see a person exercising, right, Alyssa, it seems like they're going through the most agonizing experience. They're making all kinds of anguished faces and noises, and it looks like they're in pain. So you run over to them. Malka, you know this, you do exercises with people. You go over to them like, stop this. Don't do this to yourself. What do they tell you? No, I'm enjoying myself. It's okay. You're enjoying yourself. Yes, they are. Because when they've finished exercising, they feel good about themselves. Why? Because they actually did it. They accomplished something. It's the feeling of setting a goal in mind for yourself and then seeing it through until the very end. That's what creates a sense of fulfillment and true simcha in a person. In most cases, the happy person is the one who's accomplished something in his life. Happiness is not sitting on the beach sipping a pina colada. It's nice, but it's not the ultimate happiness. That's not what brings you true joy. What's the proof? Because many times when you're on vacation, by the time the third day rolls around, you start to feel a little uncomfortable. Oh, my obligations back home, they're gnawing away at you, my children, the household chores, the phone calls I need to make, I have to go back to my work. Wait a second. Didn't you go on vacation precisely because of all these things to get away from them? Yeah, but I want to go back. Back to what already? Why? Because Hashem didn't create a person to be idle and to sit on the beach and sip a pina colada. That's not the real purpose. You with me?